Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our topic is the effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purpose among 4th-year FBU students. Chapter 1. Introduction. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURUL binti ZAINAL. I will explain about the problem statement in this research. Communication between students and lecturers are very important, especially in studies. Without communication, it will be difficult for the lecturers to deliver messages or information. WhatsApp is very helpful, especially in tertiary institution, because it can make the communication faster, easier, and even cheaper. But WhatsApp can lead to misunderstanding too, especially when using text messaging. A few studies show that most students prefer to use WhatsApp voice rather than text messaging because the information that the lecturers deliver can be understand clearly. Consequently, the study is to explore the effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool among 4th-year FB students.
My name is FARAH SYAMIMI binti OMAR 1171122. The research question: Number 1. How effective is the use of WhatsApp as a tool of communication for learning purpose among FEBU 4th year students? Number 2. How often do university students use WhatsApp for learning? The objective of this research is to find out the effectiveness of WhatsApp as a learning tool for FEBU 4th year students. Specifically, the research aims to determine the effectiveness of university students using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning. It specifies the frequency of using WhatsApp for learning among USIM students.
Significance of the study. This study is to find out the effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purpose among 4th year FEBU students at USIM because the WhatsApp application is one of the components of a smartphone application that is very well known and used in the learning process. Learning by using WhatsApp application has become part of the path to meeting the labor resource expertise needed by the industry and future lifestyle. The use of WhatsApp is very important to students, especially as a communication tool in learning and is the latest learning trend.
Okay, next we go to scope of the study. Before that, my name is NURUL binti MAHMUD 1171123. Okay, this research was conducted in University Science Islam Malaysia and involved 4th-year students from the Bachelor of Arabic Language and Communication from the Faculty of Major Language Studies. In this study, we focus on the effectiveness of the use of WhatsApp among the students. And since WhatsApp has many functions and very popular among the students, we focus on its function as communication tools.
Chapter 2. Literature Review.
Okay, next. This application has been widely used since 2010. The main purpose of this application is to replace the short message service that was commonly used in the early 20s. This application has many functions to the user, which is user able to send message, send audios, video message, and take pictures. The simple and user-friendly function of the WhatsApp make it very popular among the society regardless of their background.
Communication tools. WhatsApp is one of the applications that connects one person with another because this application can send messages in the form of text, images, videos, and audio messages, and can form certain groups through it to get certain information regardless of time and place. According to Barber and Denon 2001, WhatsApp application is able to provide space to collaborate and develop students' knowledge, as well as cultivate their compatibility in doing group work among members.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm NURNASUHA binti HASHIM, metric number 1171113. Next, theoretical perspective. In our research, we are using constructivism theory, which is constructivism theory is considered as a theory that describes how humans learn, build understanding and knowledge through the environment. In creating a learning environment based on constructivism theory, technology also plays a role in the teaching and learning process run smoothly. According to OMAR and Yunus 1996, the field of technology also plays an important role in the field of education because the use of teaching aids has grown rapidly in the world of education today. For conceptualization, we are choosing sending, message, receiver and feedback as a concept in this research. This concept can be applied in this study about the effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purpose is to show the student are able to engage themselves in the learning process with friends either directly or indirectly through network connections. WhatsApp as a social networking application that gives users the opportunity to send and receive message and instant feedback. Indirectly, the use of WhatsApp as a communication tool can save time, cost, and facilitate students in daily learning and communication.
Chapter 3, Methodology.
Research design and framework is a systematic procedure used to solve research problems. It refers to the techniques used by researchers to explore, explain, and predict studies. As presented earlier, the research methodology is aimed at understanding the phenomenon from the respondent perspective, as well as to know the effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purpose. This research uses quantitative methods as one of the research methods and spread questions through Google Form to respondents. Survey was spreading to respondents must be accurate and in accordance with the appropriate format.
Next, we use survey instrument as research methodology in this study. We also use questionnaire tools to obtain the data from the respondent. And based on Creswell 212, the survey is an appropriate approach to measure perception, opinion, practice, and attitudes involving a large population size. Besides that, the questionnaire designed based on the objective and research question that related to the effectiveness of the use of WhatsApp as communication tools. Next, this questionnaire consists 3 of sections, which is first section related to the demographic profile of the respondent, and second section related to the personal usage of WhatsApp among the student, and the third section, which is the last section in this questionnaire, are related to the factor and effectiveness of using WhatsApp as communication tools among the students.
Sampling procedures. The total of population in the study is 239. The researcher used Critchy and Morgan's sampling method, which are 148 samples consisted of student 4th years from Faculty of Major Language Studies at USIM. A random sampling method is used to give community members the opportunity to participate in sampling.
Next, I will explain about the pretest data collection. The objective of pretest data collection is to identify questions that make sense or not to respondents. Before conducting the actual test, a pretest has been conducted. We use 18 items to collect the data, which containing 3 sections, Section A, Section B, and Section C. After designing the survey question, we distribute and collected the questionnaire among 30 group respondents from FBU students.
Next, for data analysis. In our research, we are using descriptive analysis, which is descriptive analysis characterize a world of phenomenon and answered questions about who, what, where, when, and to what extent. The aim of this method is to identify and describe trends and variation in the community, create new measures of key phenomena, or describe samples in studies. In this research, the questionnaire will be sent to respondents through Google Form for collecting data purpose. Then, the data collected from respondents will be exported to statistical package for the social science, also known as SPSS, for detailed analysis. Thank you.
Readability and validity. Based on the data that we obtain from SPSS, the Cronbach alpha we get in section A is 0.764, whereas the question in this section are demographic question, which is include gender, age, year of study, faculty, and level of education. Next, question from section B covers the objective of the study, which is the respondent have to answer the question with yes or no and obtain Cronbach alpha of 0.701. Lastly, the Cronbach alpha value obtained in section C is 0.793, encompassing Likert scale questions related to the factors, frequency, and effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purpose among fourth-year FEBU students at USIM. For the conclusion, this study aims to measure the effectiveness of using WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purpose among fourth-year FEBU students at USIM as respondents. This study has conducted a survey of respondents using Google Form as a research method and spreading to them to find out the using of WhatsApp for learning purposes and complete the data using SPSS. In addition, this study was studied in accordance with the statement of problem faced by them that the communication occurs between students and their lecturers using WhatsApp application because communication with each other is very important to obtain certain information related to learning. Lastly, the objective of this study is to determine the effectiveness of the use of WhatsApp as a communication tool for learning purposes and prescribe the frequency of WhatsApp use among fourth-year FEBU students for learning purpose and very related with the topic studied.
That's all from our group. Thank you for watching.